What's going on, everybody? Bowman 1951 here. I am joined for a special broadcast today with Adam from Splendid Sports, owner of the Splendid Sports podcast. How you doing today, Adam?
Good. How are you?
Very good. So we've got a special video for you today. We've been chatting a lot over Twitter, and I recently found out I have now got a slab of Tom Brady from every year from the year 2000 up until 2020. So Adam and I were talking about that. We'd be like, this is the best time to showcase all of our slabs. And I know Adam's got a bunch of them as well. So I think we're going to get started here. We're going to do it in two separate videos. We're going to start out today working backwards from this first half of Tom Brady's career from 2010 all the way back to what we own from the year 2000. So Adam, we'd love to hear a little introduction about yourself before we get into these cards.
Sure. So I just got back into card collecting last year, at the beginning of last year. I've been a buyer collector for 30 years or so, but it was kind of like in obscurity. I never did anything online or really didn't even know too many people that did it as well. So I kind of just did it, like I said, on my own and didn't talk much about it. No one really cared. And then I noticed there was a big community on YouTube and social media. So got back into it and started a podcast, Splendid Sports Podcast. And now I want to get into more YouTube content. I've been watching YouTube for a long time, including your channel. And now I have my own. So looking to build that up and connect with the right people.
And I understand you're a big Tom Brady fan for a particular reason. You grew up in the area. Is that right?
Yes. Grew up in Massachusetts for first 21 years of my life. And moved to Arizona after that. Then I moved back to Massachusetts. Now back to Arizona. I mean,
wow.
Yeah, grew up huge Boston sports fan. Red Sox, Celtics, Patriots. At certain points, they've all been the favorite. But I would say over the last 20 years, the Patriots have been hard not to really have a lot of fun.
Of course, yeah. And I think our lives kind of parallel the exact opposite. After college, I moved to the Boston area for a job, and now I've lived here 22 years. So I saw all of Tom Brady's career in person in Boston and fell in love with the Patriots and then ultimately the Red Sox and the Celtics and Bruins. So I've kind of switched allegiances from Philadelphia teams where I grew up here to Boston. I'm forever a New England fan. So, all right. So without further ado, I think we need to get started. I'm sorry?
I said this man that we're going to look at here has brought a lot of joy to my life.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can just remember where I was for the Snow Bowl game, the first Super Bowl, who I was hanging out with and who I saw that with up until like the Atlanta Falcons game and my wife going to bed the second half, having no idea they came back because she was so upset that they were losing at halftime. I'll never let her live that down. So yeah, just like it's like there's portions of my life that I can line up with all of Tom Brady's highlights. It's just amazing.
Absolutely. So we'll go by year here. We're going to start with 2010. We're going to do this in two videos. First video here, we'll start with 2010. You want me to go first?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Now you could tell me that I hope this counts as a Tom Brady card because it's technically a New England Patriots card. Okay.
I have been eyeing this up for so long now. You've got your Gem Mint 10 copy. That's beautiful. Those have jumped significantly, even though it's a team checklist. Is that right? Can you just show the back?
Yep. It is a technically a team card. So it's but it has it has really my two favorite NFL players of all time on it.
Yep.
And no disrespect to Jerry Rice and Joe Montana, but if I could have any quarterback wide receiver tandem in history, I'm going with these two guys. They didn't play together for that long, a couple years. But
can you imagine if he was a target of Brady's for much of the early 2000s? How great that would have been.
I wish even if they could have played half their careers together, what they would have accomplished. And one thing about this card, what it reminded me of was, have you seen all the Man in the Arena episodes?
I have not.
Okay, so episode 4, when it's a great documentary. Anyone who's a Brady fan, I mean, you'd love it. But episode 4 is all about the 2007 season when they lost to the Giants. I'm sure you remember that, unfortunately. But a big part of it was Brady actually felt that team with Moss was the best team he ever played on in his whole career. And, the big regret is that Randy Moss never got to win a championship at all, and especially with the Patriots. But I love this card because, like I said, it's got my two favorites on there. Mr. Brady there, and Moss.
Yeah, I've got probably 4 or 5 of those raw. I just don't have any graded. Maybe I'll just send out one eventually when those PSA prices come down.
Yeah,
Or we can get into it later with SGC and how we've kind of switched over to some of those cards, which is the perfect segue here. So I'm going to start out with my 2010s. I hope I'm not breaking any rules. I am about to show off 2 cards from 2010. We didn't really talk about this, but there were some that I just couldn't narrow down at all. I love showing these 2 parallels. Okay. So first we've got the 2010 Blue of Brady. Ooh. So this is my favorite year of the tops. I just adore this photo of him, and the blue version, I don't know if you can see that there, is out of 349.
Okay.
There it is on the bottom. So I rarely see these come up for sale. I bought this on ComC for 2 years ago for about $42, something like that. I thought it was an absolute steal at the time, and I'm so glad I did, because this is going to be in my PC for a long, long time. Love this card. And then I got the matching gold from SGC, the SGC 10. Perfect specimen here. I adore this card. I actually just got rid of a PSA 10 of the same card in a trade for a Big Mac Jones auto. But I was still happy I had this one. And again, it's just a perfect complement to that Blue Brady.
Beautiful. All right.
We'll move on to 2009.
2009. We have 2009 Upper Deck First Edition, Bombs Away.
That one is so Kaboom-like. I absolutely adore it.
It is. It's got a Kaboom feel to it. It was actually insert in this set. So there's
any idea on the print run?
No, not numbered. But I'll tell you this: I did look up the population. Now, I didn't look up SGC because they're still so new as far as modern that I always look up PSA, and it's a PSA 10 is it was a pop 6. There's only 6 PSA 10s out there, and not many graded at all. So you could find a rare copy, a raw copy of this on eBay. There's some for sale, and the way I got this card was I bought it off of ComC last year. Looked good. Graded it with SGC, and boom, there we are.
That's great. Yeah, that's a lot of my source material too, whether graded or ungraded Brady's. I actually looked the other day at my purchase list, and I purchased almost 1,000 Tom Brady's from ComC alone. Nice. It's just crazy. I flipped a lot of them to kind of get into bigger cards. I buy a lot of low end and make a buck or two off of it, but that over time that turns into a lot more money I can spend on bigger cards.
Yeah, I've had a lot of luck with ComC. With just, I always, when I first got into it, I was thinking like, well, if it's not graded, it's a Tom Brady card, it's probably for a reason. But then you realize there's just a lot of people out there who have no interest in grading their cards. So, that it works out for me.
Yeah, and if there's 60 copies of a base Brady from whatever year, it's just, those are raw, and there's probably a ton of them in there that could gem.
Right.
All right, so I'm moving on to my 2009, and we've got a Donruss Elite Series here, gold. Not a spectacular card overall. I didn't have a ton of 2009, but this is one I sent off myself. Me from 3 years ago probably wouldn't do it now. You can see that pretty bad left to right centering on there. That's why I ended up with a mint 9. But this one is numbered out of 899, so that's why I sent it off for grading here. 2009 Donruss Elite Stars Gold.
Beautiful.
All right, up to 08.
08, we got, I like Upper Deck. As you could probably tell by now, 2008 Upper Deck Superstar card. This, sorry about the glare, but you can see that right there. There's not a numbered card, but same sort of thing. Very, very rare on the pop report. So this was like an insert set too, I believe. There's a Peyton Manning in there. There's some Randy Moss in there. But when I did a lookup on the pop on that, I was surprised to see there was no PSA 10s.
Wow.
0.
How many 9s?
There are 19 0 10s, but here we got a SGC 10. Again, not to say this is an extremely rare card. You could find these copies on raw copies on eBay. You can buy them, but I don't know. Maybe it's just a card that's been overlooked off the radar. But I love the look of it, and again, as of now, no 10s out there with PSA, and I'm guessing probably this is the only one with SGC. So
That's beautiful. And you're staying true to form. You've got a lot of SGC 10s here. We've talked about this on your podcast about switching over to a lot of SGC cards. I'm going to have a few more here in my stack, but you've like I said, stayed true to your word, and you've purchased a bunch of these. That's good.
I believe it's the toughest 10 in grading right now if you look at the the gem rate. So
agreed. All right, so once again, I've got two 2008 cards I could not narrow down. So first up is going to be the base gold, mint 9, also self-submitted. These are out of 2008. And this one now, again, talking about SGC, recent purchase. I had to go for a Topps Finest refractor. I wanted to find one at a decent price. I believe I paid under $200 for this one, if I'm not mistaken. And maybe it was in an auction too, where I just got lucky and nobody was watching it and bought it a few months ago. So I was able to grab that one. It's not numbered or anything, but I have really fallen in love with a lot of Topps Finest stuff, especially from the mid to late 2000s of Brady. And I'm just looking to grab more and more of it as I can and can afford it.
I love those.
Same
Man,
here.
you got some nice cards. You got two. In a lot of these years, you got double. I like it.
Like I said, I can't narrow it down.
All right, so 2007. I wanted to see, bring a little bit of everything in this part of the series. And with this, not a, extremely rare card or anything, but we got a black label.
Oh,
we got a black label, Upper Deck, first edition, 2007. Get that glare out of there. It's the only black label I own of Mr. Brady. And I bought
did you purchase that? Yeah, I was curious. When did you purchase that?
I got it early last year. And I was late. I've been a Tom Brady fan my whole life, but I was kind of late to the game buying Tom Brady cards, unfortunately. I was early on some things I collect, but I've had to play catch up a little bit. But one of the things I wanted to see if I could get was, a black label. And obviously, to afford it, for me, it would have to be like a base card, which this is. I love the card itself. Nice action shot. And again, I love Upper Deck. So this one was.
Be curious how many Bradys in general are in black label form. I mean,
I don't know. I did look this one up. This is the only black label I think of this card. But I don't know. That would be a good question.
I'm not the biggest BGS fan for whatever reason. I just started with PSA and I stuck with them. I've transferred over to SGC a little bit, but I don't own a single BGS Tom Brady card at all.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I got a bunch. I've never graded with them, but I have bought BGS cards.
Mine's pretty simple from 2007. Again, the big year for Brady and Moss. Moss was on that team, right? 2007?
Yeah.
Not the 11 team where they lost the Super Bowl to the Giants the second time. So pay attention to your SP Authentics. In raw form, these have jumped 300 to 400% recently, especially on ComC. I've been watching them very closely. I have a lot of copies. And I don't know the pop report on this. I didn't really study pop reports before we got on this. But if they're looking good, start sending these off. These are coveted pretty highly by collectors. Self-submitted my own here and ended up with the gem copy of the 2007 SP Authentic. Trying to get a run of these through PSA, or at least I was before prices jumped on grading, to go from anywhere from the 2000 SP Authentic all the way up to when they stopped. I think it was in 2009.
I love SP Authentic. Great
Same
card.
Here. I don't think there's any parallels in most of the sets. They're just a base card.
Right. All right. We got 2006. Man, this Upper Deck streak keeps going. 2006 Upper Deck rookie debut. What I really like about this card is it has. Let me hold it up there a little closer.
I see that. I was about to ask what that was.
The reason it's called a rookie debut card, it's not a rookie card, obviously, but it has the date of his debut, November 23rd, 2000, against the Lions, I believe. And, just another card that I did look up. I think I did a look up on it as far as how many there are. No, I didn't. I'm sorry. On this one, I didn't look at. I don't think there's a ton, though, as far as PSA 10s. Again, another card that maybe people just haven't graded a lot of. But
yeah,
I love the idea of having his first game date on there.
What is the PSA on the bottom of the slab there?
Oh, you know what? These are. I just got these recently. They're sleeves that I ordered online.
Oh, okay.
They have the PSA logo on them on the bottom.
Got you.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, is that part of the slab itself? I've never seen that before.
Yeah, just the plastic sleeve on there.
Okay, so 2006, got 2 cards again. We'll start out with, I mean, this is a Gem 10 copy. It's 2006 Topps Chrome Own the Game. Just recently came back in an order 3 months ago or so, self-submitted. Love this card. I don't know if you can see like the 3D quality on it through video or not, but this is absolutely beautiful. And then my second here, I just put this one on my Instagram, is going to be a game used. Some of my friends call them napkin jersey pieces. And a PSA 9, it's got a thicker slab on it because it's a thicker card. So if you can get these in a 9, I think you're doing pretty well with those 8 corners that you have to put through for grading. But man, look for your game use stuff from Brady, especially mid to late 2000s. Is going to jump significantly. They're buy something from 2019, 2020. None of it's game used anymore. So that game use stuff is just going to become a lot more rare.
Do you have a lot of autograph stuff by Brady?
I'm not really an autograph guy in general. I don't have a single Tom Brady autograph.
I don't either.
Yeah,
I don't either.
I don't collect autographs in general. I might have 10 overall in my whole entire card collection. I prefer parallels over autographs.
Because I've said this for a while. I love Brady. I don't love his autograph. I don't love his signature. I mean, he's like a lot of players now, where you could, if you didn't know his name, you wouldn't be able to read what his name is. Whereas like another player I collect, Larry Bird and Mickey Mantle, they're old school. Their signatures, right. Even if you didn't know who they were, what their names were, you can read it. So with Brady, not so much. I mean, again, it is very expensive too. So I'm always like, maybe I should have one autograph of him card, but they're so expensive that it's hard.
Yeah, and I find it amazing. You'll look at 2021 product and that's a print run of 5 out of Brady does not sign even a lot of stickers. So anything you see is highly coveted. It's chased after because they're so low pop, regardless.
Right. All right, we got 2005. This is I just like, for some reason, I like the bazooka cards.
Same here. Yep.
SGC 10, 2005 bazooka, kind of a cool back there. Oops, like that.
Comic book style, yeah.
Yeah, comic book style. And I got this one through a PWCC auction it was like the first auction that they had when they opened it on their own site. And there was a lot of cards because I think a lot of people just weren't really looking at it too much. I got this one for, I think it was less than $100. So not bad I don't think there's a ton of these.
Yeah.
And it's a SGC 10. So it was pretty good.
I'm trying to think about my Raw collection. I don't believe I have that card at all.
Yeah, I don't know if I did a lookup on. Yeah, no, I didn't really do a pop report on it or anything, but I haven't seen a ton of them out there. So
where were those available? Did they come out of packs with Topps directly, or was it a side set that you had to buy boxes of?
I think they were in packs, yeah, or it was like a box. You buy a box. I don't know if they sold individual packs or not, but I looked online and there was actually a couple sites that were selling boxes of them with the packs inside.
I know the LeBron rookie one is so popular, but I don't know where that one originated from either. All right, so my 2005 is also going to be from Topps. The insert here from Turn Back the Clock. I love the 2005 stuff because they've all got the 50th anniversary stamp here. And I showed you yesterday, I picked up a 2005 out of 250 special. I've never seen this card before. I jumped at it quickly. Special insert for like player of the day. And I'm always after serial numbered cards of Brady, especially from the earlier years. Those are going to dry up quickly too. Whatever you can find, in any set or any particular run, because you'll see some of them are numbered up to 1200, and still, I mean, that's going to become pretty rare as more and more Brady collectors come about.
Can I see the back of that card again?
Yeah, sure.
All right, because I don't have any of those. I love the Turn Back the Clock cards, mostly from baseball. Do you ever remember those from the 80s? And Turn Back the Clock, they have a card of like Willie Mays that showed.
Like the 87 top set, I believe.
I collect those. I have I try to collect obviously the cards from the 80s, which aren't that hard to get. But then I try to match it up with their original card that's pictured on there.
Yeah.
So I got to look at I didn't even know there were Tom Brady turn back the clock cards. Now I got to.
Hey, what if we put him back the clock too? His first Super Bowl win, like 4 years prior. I don't know.
Oh, I love that. Oh, okay. I'm making a note. Turn back the clock.
That's from 2005 tops. Yep.
All right. I'll be on eBay later. Okay. This one's cool. 2004 EX. Now, this was a card. This is a great story for me. I got this card raw on eBay, and it looked good. I said, I'll grade, send it into SGC, and it got a 9.5. So real good grade. I mean, this is a really tough card to.
It's got a foil on it too, right?
Yeah, it's got a foil on it. This is an extremely rare card in the pop report. I did a lookup of it. There are only 3 10s on this card, and then there's a parallel of it, Essential Credentials Futures, where there's like nothing. There's basically I think the highest grade is like a 7 or an 8 or something like that with PSA.
Do you know the history of the EX set? Like who put that out? I don't know much about them. I don't think I own any EX cards.
Yeah,
I've kind of avoided them just because I don't know a lot about them.
Funny thing about these, so they're real high end, right? They're when they were selling these, they were like 7 cards per box, and it was $200 for a box. This was back in 2004.
Yeah, wow.
Real high end, made by Fleer. The funny thing is, this was the last EX that they ever made because Fleer went bankrupt in 2005. So this was the last one that they made for football. Real cool design. I mean, it's hard, again, probably doesn't do it justice over the screen here, but real cool looking card, foil, and just love looking at it. It's kind of, it was probably ahead of its time, Back in 2004, it's more like a card you'd see now, the shiny stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Is that one of the sets that has like a lot of the backdoored autos when they shut their doors and went bankrupt?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure.
Other sports, I've heard a lot about that from Fleer. No, I don't know enough. I'd have to read up on it.
Yep.
All right, back to our tried and true SP Authentic. Again, fairly easy to grade. Did this one myself, 2004.
Wow.
Probably have 5, 6, 7 raw copies of this. This was my best one. Came back a Gem Mint 10. Focus on these, Tom Brady collectors. They are jumping in value. All
right. We got 2003. I'm going to keep going with Fleer. I'm a big fan of Fleer. And we got a Fleer Authentics. I always like this card because it looks like it's a ticket. And again, on the back here.
That might be one that actually folds. I know I have one like that. I don't know if this one does or not.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. It's got the. Yeah, I don't think it's got this. It looks like it, but I don't think it actually would.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's got the. Yeah, ticket looks
sure
good.
That's not an easy one to gem either.
No, this one is. There were only 6 PSA 10s of this one, so 1 of 6.
Well, I feel like I didn't do enough research on my pop reports here. I've got, a 2003 Gem Mint 10. This is probably a fairly basic card, but I love showing off the gems from 2003 Dunder's Classics. Not numbered or anything, but pretty sure I self-submitted. Love doing that when the cards were $12 a piece to send off the PSA.
Oh, wow.
Looking back on it, I probably should have submitted 250 more. I don't know what I was thinking. I've only got like 100 slab Brady's in total, and I've sold off a few. So, yeah, missed out on my opportunity, but you can't use predict the future and see that they're going up to $50 or $100 a slab.
No way to know that. All right, so 2002, same. I got a little string here of Fleer Authentics.
Are you going to make me go grab my Fleer Authentics too?
If you want.
What I love to talk about. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna talk a little about this one. What I love about this card is a cool story behind it. Hold a little closer. If you see on this card, let's see. See where it says CMGI Field? This was. Do you remember CMGI Field?
I do. Yep.
Where
Does anybody remember the company CMGI? I think they went.
yeah, in Andover, right?
Yeah.
And they went in the .com bust,
Right.
and
Right.
they actually were going to be Gillette Stadium.
Yeah.
They had the rights first, and I think they had it for what, like
Couple months,
a
if
couple
that.
months. But I love this card because it has CMGI Field on it. It was produced obviously when they were still around, and this is actually a numbered
I did
card.
find mine.
Oh, you have? Nice,
CSA 9.
nice. Yep. And this one now they have three different versions. In this one is this is the front row, which is numbered to 150.
Oh, let's see that.
See there.
Yeah, mine is not numbered.
They're all rare. Even the base one, this is a number to 150. Front row, they had like club, was it front row? And then I forget the other names, but it was like, concourse or something like that. But front row is the rarest, I guess, of those.
That's
ones.
so funny you pointed it out because I'd never noticed it was CMGI Field.
And I actually bought this one raw off of ComC.
I think I did too. Wow. Yeah,
Yep.
you found the serial number card. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, so I've already shown you my 2002 Fleer Authentics Mint 9. I thought this one was a lot cooler to bring about. This is the 2002 Pacific Atomic die cut.
Wow.
I found this at my local card show back in 2018. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, a second year Tom Brady, you're offering this to me for like $20? I'm sold. What's PSA? Awesome. I don't know, but they look good, so I'll buy this.
I've never seen that before. I love that. I love the logo on there. That is great.
Yeah, not numbered or anything. I don't know how rare they are.
It looks awesome.
I'm a big die cut fan. I think you either love them or hate them, but especially for Brady, I've gotten probably 4 or 5 in the last year. They're harder to find, but you can search it out, put it in your eBay search, Tom Brady die cut, and see what's out there.
Yeah, they actually have some Fleer Authentics one too. I have another one of those, but it's die cut.
Yeah, I think I have one as well.
Yep. Oh, sorry, I meant to show this. When I was looking at CMGI Field, I went to this game, the CMGI Field. It was a preseason game, August 17, 2000. I still have the ticket, so I figured I'd break that one out too.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, a little Teddy Bruschi shot there.
CMGI. Yeah. Some of the snowball game. All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here.
We are getting down 2001, and what's really interesting about 2001 is there's not many options. There's only
4?
I think two, three, maybe I don't know, 3 or 4. I know this is one Upper Deck rookie FX, a mint, and not a numbered card, but pretty rare. I think there's only about 60 of them, 65.
Might as well share the screen because that's what I'm going with. But you've got the gem there.
I love this card.
Me too.
Great looking card. And yeah, there's. Do you know exactly? I mean, I'm guessing it's probably because when they produced in 2001, Brady was still a backup. So is that why he's not in many sets in 2001?
Probably because they weren't preparing for him to be a starter effectively.
Because there's so many rookies. He's got like 40, 50 rookie cards, but then 2001 he's only in like a few of them. Yeah. So it's very if you can find something from 2001, that's a great year. I mean, any advice for other collectors that are maybe looking, hey, where can I get some rarer stuff? 2001 is a great year to look at if you can find anything from it.
Right. And I always called 2002 his second year cards for the longest time. Like he's probably got 100 from that year and 4 or 5 from 2001.
Right.
But really 2002 is the second year to me. All right. So what do we got for the rookie year?
Rookie year. So this is probably my favorite Tom Brady card. This is that. So we got
9.5 too.
9.5 in the Fleer Metal is probably one of my top, I don't know, maybe 5 favorite brand of cards ever. Fleer Metal. And what I love about this card is he's got the Patriots. It's a rookie card, obviously 2000, but he's got his Patriots uniform on. Nice action shot where he's throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, visually, for me, I did a look through of all his rookie cards, and regardless of price, this is not anywhere near the price of
Right.
the SP Authentic or the Contenders card. But visually for me, I put this one right up there as far as like if I was just picking like what do I think is the best looking Tom Brady card? For me, this would be it.
Mm-hmm.
At least in the top, top 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And this is the it's hard to see. There we go. This is actually the Emerald Parallel, which is rarer. There's a base version, which even the base version, there's only maybe a couple hundred PSA 10s out there, not a very high population card. This one is the Emerald version, which is rarer. And actually, if you combine all 3 major grading companies together, BGS, SGC, and PSA, there's 39 gem mint copies of this card across all those companies right now out there. It's not a numbered card, so again, it could be more in the future, but at
Curious
least
what the print one was on the Emeralds. Probably nobody has any idea, but it can't be that high.
Yeah, the word has it, it's pretty low. So and then I think if there was a lot more out there, they'd probably be graded by now, a lot of them. So yeah, this is my favorite card. Actually, I bought this last year from Golden Auctions, and it's, I would say, probably at least doubled or tripled in value since
easily.
then. And this is one, if you can get your hands on one of these, even the non-Emerald version, I think this is a card that is going to really grow in the future too. When people, it's not off the radar for everybody, but it's not as common. You don't see it as commonly as some of these other rookies out there.
Yeah, that is gorgeous. So I've got an SP Authentic. It's locked up in a vault right now, so I can't bring that one out for 2000. I've got another Pacific. I've got it like in a showcase. I didn't want to open up on my wall, but this is probably I mean, it's mostly everybody's favorite Brady is the Bowman, whether you have it in the chrome version, the refractor version, or this is just the paper. I bought this, at the height, quote unquote, of the sports card boom, and it's probably quadrupled in value even since then. So I just knew I had to grab a copy at the time, and looking back on it, I've severely underpaid at this point in terms of just grabbing maybe a PSA 8. It was in my budget, and that's what I wanted. So I've got three Brady rookies. That's it. I'd love to add more, of course, but those are quickly becoming out of my price range overall.
I would say that's probably the most famous Brady rookie.
Yeah.
Not the, Contenders. Obviously you hear news stories about that selling for millions of dollars, but that is the most famous. I think if people think Tom Brady rookie, that's the one they think of first.
Yeah. I mean, everybody loves the, the Patriots jersey on here as well.
Yep.
Somebody pointed out the other day that the SP Authentic, he's in a practice jersey. I don't even think I even realized what that looked like. But if you go look at it, it's got, it's not a Patriots jersey at all.
So what do you have for a grade in the SP Authentic?
PSA 9.
Wow. That's a great card. That's a dream card for me too. That I would actually like the look of that card better than the Contenders card.
Yeah.
SP Authentic. I mean, I wouldn't turn down either of them, obviously, but the SP Authentic for me, I would probably say that as far as like just visually, I love the look of that card. Number 1 on my list, and then Flair Metal, and I like Contenders. I'll never have a Contenders, but I love the look of that one too.
I love that Fleer. I think it's called Autographics. That is one of the Brady. It's on card auto from 2000. I think he might be in his Michigan jersey in that one, but I still love that card just because it's one of those rare on card autos that's still affordable.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. You're right. I probably, like I said earlier, I think I'm gonna have to get one autographed Brady card, even though I don't love his autograph. So that's something on my list. Maybe if I go to the right card show or something and I find the right one, that's something to think about in the future.
I'd be willing to do a big trade with somebody. I'd get rid of 15 of these slabs if I could just grab an auto at some point.
Me too. Yeah. I have one question for you before we go. All right. So advice to maybe new collectors, or not even, but someone new to Tom Brady, right? If someone were to ask you, all right, I want to start collecting Tom Brady, but you could only give them one category, right? So I'm going to give you 3 categories of Brady cards. One is Brady rookies, but not numbered ones, not the real high end stuff, but non-serial numbered rookie cards as a category. Another category will be shiny stuff, non-rookie shiny stuff, refractors, golds from non-rookie years. And then the third category will be patch cards, game used stuff, autograph cards of Tom Brady, not rookie. What do you think long term will go up in value the most, or appreciate the most over, let's say, 15 years from now? What category would you say, if you could only really go down one lane, what would it be?
So I lost you there for a bit, unfortunately, but I caught the end portion of the golds, and I think, yeah, I would focus on those.
So you would do like golds and refractors over rookies, like base rookies or non-serial
Just
numbers.
in terms of overall costs, and I think they'll appreciate faster overall if you accumulate more of them than maybe say a rookie would.
Because your money won't go as far for you with the rookies. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Especially if you can buy some of these golds. They used to be $20, $30 raw. They might have jumped a little bit, but you can turn that into a $500 card if you gem it. So if you're looking to invest in Brady and you want to do some grading yourself, that might be a good way to go too.
Tom Brady investor. There we are. Sounds good. All right.
Adam. Well, yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. I can't wait to do the second half of this. I think you filled out your 2010 to 2020 as well.
I do. I'm ready to go. So
Wonderful.
Maybe next week I
got my last copy 3 days ago, so I'm good. I'm good to go.
All right. I'm looking forward to that.
All right. Thank you so much, Adam. We'll see you at the next episode, 2010 to 2020 Tom Brady's.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Okay.